Okay, the latest on the Usyk Fury situation. Well, neither team has said anything over the past, 36 hours? It's been radio silence from both sides. So all we've got at the moment is a bunch of fan speculation. And that's okay. I speculate in my videos all the time. But let's not try and pass speculation off as actual set in stone facts. Let's not do that. I mean, I saw an interview last week with Spencer Fearon. He was interviewed by Razaban. I think Razaban works for IFL. Perhaps he works for a couple of different channels. But Razaban, in several interviews actually last week, was saying that he's heard the fight's on and the press conference is going to happen. And he was literally behaving in the interview as if it's nailed on that the press conferences are going to happen this week. That's what he was saying. And Spencer Fearon was going along with it. Yeah, I've heard the same thing. The press conferences are going to happen next week. Well, here we are, Tuesday. How many of you guys think the press conferences are still going to happen this week? I guess it's possible, but does it seem probable to you at this stage? So the question is, who was Razaban and Spencer Fearon listening to? Were they hearing that the press conferences are going to be this week from Team Usyk, or were they only listening to Team Fury? Were they only listening to Frank Warren and those kind of people? Do you know what I mean? You have to listen to both sides to get any kind of realistic gauge about what's going on. Anyway, the fan speculation is that they might announce this fight, if they announce it at all. They might announce it this coming Saturday after or before the England-Ukraine football match. And you can see why they might do that, because it's piggybacking off the hype of the football match, right? And presumably England are going to win that. I don't know how good Ukraine are as a football team. Nationally, I'm going to guess they're not great. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm no football guy. But an England win, then followed by, we're announcing that Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury are set to square off on whatever date. So that would make sense promotionally. And this is not based upon any inside knowledge. As far as I can tell, this is based on pure fan speculation, them trying to imagine how Frank Warren and Bob Arum might approach this strategically. And another bit of fan speculation is that they're going to have the press conferences not this week, but next week. Reason being, they want to upstage Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin, because it's AJ Franklin fight week next week. Now, that does sound like the thinking of Bob Arum and Frank Warren. That's the kind of thing they would do. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but that's the kind of thing they would do. They like spiting Eddie Hearn and trying to upstage him. And they have form on that in the past. They used to, Tyson Fury used to do this, and so did Deontay Wilder and his team. Same thing. They used to wait until AJ's fight weeks before making a big announcement about their career or their next opponent or whatever the case may be. They were doing that for, I want to say, at least 2 years. So yeah, from a historical perspective, that wouldn't shock me if they pulled a move like that. And it'd be pretty funny from a competitive trolling perspective with the promoters, Bob Arum and Frank Warren, doing that to Eddie Hearn. Obviously, I don't like some of the things that Frank Warren and Bob Arum have done by way of stringing the public along. But when it comes to competing with a rival promoter, all's fair in love and war. Just make sure the fans don't become collateral damage. That's all I'm saying. So that's it at the moment. Just a bunch of fan speculation, no real news, no sight at this stage of any press conferences this week. Let's hope that if we don't get press conferences this week, we do get that announcement maybe after the football match on Saturday. And if there's nothing by the end of this week, according to Team Usyk, they're moving on. Is that just another bluff by them? Are they so desperate for this fight that they're willing to get strung along for however long it takes to force the fight? It remains to be seen, but I think a lot of people are very frustrated at this point and they just want to draw a line under the whole thing. And you do wonder how long Usyk's team will, as I say, allow themselves to get strung along in this way. The WBA have set a new deadline of April 1st for Usyk to agree to face his mandatory and Daniel Dubois. I guess you can call it a mandatory. Dubois is the regular WBA champion, so it's a consolidation match between the regular champion and the super champion and Usyk. So yeah, they've set a new deadline. I would imagine that if the fight is going to happen, it will be announced long before April 1st. I would imagine, because if they announce it April 1st, you've only got 4 weeks to promote the fight. Now, some people could say all of this back and forth between the teams is promoting the fight unofficially. Okay, I get that. But in terms of putting tickets on sale, people are going to want to come from far and wide all over the UK to attend the Usyk Fury fight. And so if you're only giving them 4 weeks notice, basically, it's going to be difficult for people maybe to get whatever their schedules organized whereby they can do it, put money aside and so on and so forth. You only give people 4 weeks notice, there's going to be a huge scramble for tickets and coach spaces and all this kind of thing, you know? Whereas if you give people a longer time, it makes it easier for them to organize themselves. Again, hotels, tickets, coaches, accommodate, so on and so forth. So let's hope, again, as I keep saying in all these videos, that it does actually happen, because we need this undisputed fight. We missed out on the Terence Crawford-Errol Spence fight. As far as I'm concerned, that's Team Spence's fault. So boxing needs this. Let's hope it delivers. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.